What's up, guys? Welcome to Good Bad Wrestling, No Holds Barred. This is the show where we dig up wrestling from the past and then bury it again. I am your host, John.
I'm Jack Brinks.
And today we're digging up some really recent... What are you... Another White Claw. Another White Claw. We're digging up some very recent history. We're talking about Night 2 of WrestleMania. You guys can find the show on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever they got podcasts. You can find us. We're also on YouTube. So if that's where you found us, super kick that subscribe button. And is that your super kick noise?
Yeah, I don't have one queued up. I got some other stuff.
What? Have you had 2 sips of White Claw and you're losing it, big guy?
Yeah, this is my second one.
All right, so like I said, we're going to break down Night 2 of WrestleMania. If you haven't done so already, go back and listen to our Night 1 breakdown of WrestleMania. So this one starts with another intro from Stephanie, the exact same crap pirate video, more Rob Gronkowski, and then we finally get into Charlotte versus Rhia Ripley for the NXT Championship. This is one I was really looking forward to from a in-ring wrestling standpoint. And I thought that the actual match itself delivered. You had Charlotte kicking out of a riptide damn near immediately. And then somewhere along the lines, Rhea gets her leg hung up on the ropes. And then for a while, you have Charlotte working that leg over and Rhea just writhing in pain the whole time. She gets Charlotte in the walls of Jericho, but Charlotte gets out. Charlotte kicks out of the big boot. Rhea kicks out of a spear, and then after I don't know, I don't have the time in front of me, but it felt like maybe a 15-minute match. Rhea just can't stand the leg pain anymore, and she taps out to the Charlotte Flair. We've been drinking the Charlotte Flair figure 8. Thoughts?
I was really looking forward to this match, and I really enjoyed it. I prefer Rhea Ripley and her black, her leather, her punk look. I don't know if this was her just doing if it was her idea to do something different. It was
Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, is that what it was?
It's a Dragon Ball Z reference.
Okay. Because one thing that like we've talked about before that irritates both of us is especially with the women when they go from NXT and they go up to the main roster, you get more makeup and push-up bras, and I don't care. I don't care about that. If I want to see pictures of her in a bikini wearing nothing, I'll just Google it. When I'm watching wrestling, I really don't care about all of that. I want to see the talent, and this match definitely delivered talent-wise. I think this match was better than the Baszler Becky Lynch match, and Rhea Ripley can sell the hell out of a leg.
Yeah, this was it's hard to put it. It was a standard good WrestleMania match, if that makes sense. When given the time, 2 great in-ring performers should put on a match that's this good, and that's what they did. Is it going to be an all-time memorable thing? Probably not, but they did the best with the time that they had, and they told a story about a leg being injured. And one thing that does bother me is that the Flairs, as a family, apply the figure 4 to the wrong leg. They always have, or they work the wrong leg, either way you want to put it. That just irks me. The one that would hurt in the figure 4 is the right leg. She was working the left leg. But the match was great. I really enjoyed it. It was proper WrestleMania stuff.
I definitely think that it was for Rhea Ripley. It's a win-win. Like
I think so too. And the internet fan base is pissed off that Charlotte won because those people hate Charlotte and they think everything's handed to her. Here's the facts, folks. She's the best women's wrestler in the history of wrestling, and that's not going to change anytime soon. She should have titles, and it means that Ripley gets to chase the title from her.
Yeah, I don't. I think that part is stupid. Whether she's handed stuff or it's in the reality, it's the NXT title, which isn't a knock, but it's considered a lower title by the internet people. A lot of people, me and you, I think we're on the same page that minus the world title, NXT titles are probably rank higher than the main roster titles. The fact that that the NXT women's championship was defended at WrestleMania, and she lost to the greatest women's wrestler to ever live. If she won, it was a boost. If she lost, she doesn't lose anything.
And she looks hard as fucking nails in that. So, I agree with you. It's a win for everybody. The next match, unfortunately, was Aleister Black, who we love, versus Bobby Lashley, who I couldn't give a fuck less about. There's no build-up. There's no reason for it. There's no video package. Black misses a moonsault on the outside. Bobby Lashley takes over. He goes to spear Black. Black moves, hits him with the Black Mass. Match over. Lana had suggested a spear to Bobby Lashley, and he took that suggestion. This whole thing was to set up a breakup between Lana and Bobby Lashley, which I think is a crime for them to use Aleister Black for that dumbass purpose. This doesn't even deserve conversation as far as I'm concerned.
The only thing I will say is I don't understand. I haven't followed this storyline, so I don't understand the Lana. There is I mean with like Lana and Lashley. I don't know if there's some kind of dissension or whatever, but no athletic competitor is gonna take you. You have the advantage. You're setting somebody up for your finisher or a signature move. He has him. Yeah, I think he had him in like a fireman's carry position, and she goes spear him, and he goes, yeah, that's a good idea. So he puts him down from a position of advantage. It's not realistic at all. And I know wrestling is suspending reality, but even in the wrestling realm, that's stupid. There's no point for it.
Yeah, it was a waste of Aleister Black's talent. The next thing was actually pretty entertaining sports entertainment, good, bad stuff. So you have a video package that explains the story of Otis and Mandy Rose and Dolph Ziggler and who's Mandy Rose's partner?
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville. This is so good. You have like the whole. She was going to go on a date, but then it was Dolph Ziggler, blah, blah, blah. So they start the match. Michael Cole makes the statement, this is the most personal match in WrestleMania history. Shut the fuck up, Michael Cole.
God damn it, Maggle.
Maggle. You have the match that you have the match that you would suspect would happen here. Dolph Ziggler gets his shit in. Otis gets his shit in. Mandy Rose shows up. She low blows Ziggler because that's the only move women can do in WWE. She slaps Sonya Deville, knocks her out. Otis hits the Caterpillar, and he wins. More importantly, though, he gets the girl in the end, even though he's fat and ugly. And so he carries her with both arms. She kisses him. You get your Disney ending. The whole time the WWE has set you up to think that fat and ugly people can't get the girl. The girl's not interested in him, but finally, one for us.
So when he's like taunting the crowd and hulking up, he's thrusting and air humping.
He reminds me of your dogs.
Oh man, Otis is one of my favorite characters. I think this is one of Ziggler's best looks.
I guess so. I've never been a fan of Ziggler's like attire and his whole like Motley Crue meets Shawn Michaels meets Billy Gunn thing.
I think it's because the same thing. He got the Bray Wyatt treatment before that was a thing. Like he was getting pigeonholed and shit on. He's been with the company 10 years, 12 years. And he just
speaking of that, do you want to know what his singles WrestleMania record is?
I'm gonna go like 0-7.
Yeah, that would be a good guess. It's 0-1. This was his first singles WrestleMania match
for Ziggler.
Yep, he's been in like ladder matches and multi-man matches and tag team matches. This is his first one-on-one WrestleMania match in like you said, like 10 years.
So I know we differ on the stock of Ziggler. I think his upside is huge at this point. Maybe there's no fixing it. His best bet would be to leave and go to Japan, go to AEW, go to Ring of Honor. I don't know, NXT, but I don't like the caterpillar worm whatever finish. I think it's stupid. Whatever.
I think it fits the character. I think the whole character is pleasantly stupid, and I think it fits the character. I'm into it.
But overall, like, it was fun. It was entertaining. I laughed my ass off at the end when he's carrying her out and she kisses him, and you can tell he's trying to go for more. So like they're just like, and he's like, like trying to like get a little extra.
Every facial expression that guy makes is amazing to me. I love Otis so
just
much.
His gut and his shape and it.
Yeah, it's just his like half shirt.
Yeah.
The next match, I have got very, very mixed and conflicted feelings about. I'm glad that we're doing this episode so that I can get them off my chest. The next match was Randy Orton versus Edge in a last man standing match. Historically, I am a massive Edge fan. I love Edge to death. I'm so glad that he got to come back and have more, and that his neck is healed enough for him to do stuff like this. I am a seasonal Randy Orton fan. When Randy cares to be interested in wrestling, then I care to be interested in Randy Orton. When he's phoning it in and going through the paces, he's the most boring man alive. Yeah. This match, I get what they were going for. So this was like 40 fucking minutes long. And you felt every second of these 40 minutes. And here's why. I don't know if you noticed it. I don't know if the folks at home noticed it. Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips, the announcers on this, should be giving back the money that they got paid for this event. They should be fired on the spot as far as I'm concerned, because they sucked it up in this match. They were quiet. They left dead spots. They were whispering in moments. They were not describing the actions, such as Randy Orton going for the head punt, which he hasn't even attempted in years, that they never even said anything about. They just let a 40-minute match have periods of 30, 40 seconds of dead air. Silence. They did an awful job. So this match was booked overly long, and it was silent, which made the whole thing not entertaining to me. On the flip side, Edge and Randy Orton put their bodies on the line for 40 minutes to entertain me, and I appreciate that. And they did the absolute best that they could with what they had, and I commend them for doing so. The match overall, I would give an F-2, though, because given the circumstances and the commentating, it was a fucking chore to sit through.
Yeah. The commentary, I honestly blocked a lot of it out, and I just watched what was happening. I was thinking about this because I knew we were going to be doing it. I think, like we talk about, Jericho is probably the best to ever wrestle. Like he it's between like maybe him and Shawn Michaels. You might throw a couple others as possibles, but he's up there. I think Edge, from a standpoint of a build-up from nothing to a superstar, is the perfect trajectory and time frame and the pinnacle. Like, if I were to do it, it would be that. Like,
how to go from zero to legend is...
Because he earned the status of legend, of Hall of Famer. It's not just he goes in and he gets skyrocketed to the top because he's a body guy. Like, he paid his dues for 20 years and earned the rated R superstar and where he's at. The the match to me was a little lackluster. It wasn't the best. The best.
Here's the thing. Last man standing matches by their very nature are not interesting. It's not fun to sit here and listen to a referee count to 10. It's even less fun to do that when there's no crowd noise.
Yeah.
And it's even less fun to do that when the announcers aren't filling that time. So I think that the announcers are to blame for this match being lackluster, because these guys beat the shit out of each other. It was just overly long, I thought. There was a lot of good spots. I don't really care for your traditional backstage fight. I don't care for, I punch you, you take 10 steps back, I bounce your head off a thing, you take another 10 steps back. It's not that interesting to me personally. To do that for 40 minutes is a poor booking decision.
Yeah, I kind of wish they went back and forth, like did the loop from like ring to backstage and then back out to the ring and finished it.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I don't know if it was a WrestleMania match. It wasn't, it wasn't bad enough to where I would skip it and turn it off, but
Sure.
It just kind of was, it was what it was. I respect the hell out of both of them.
Sure. Edge ends up winning with the concerto. He does a phenomenal acting job for the last couple of minutes of this match, that it really pained him to have to crush his friend's head.
Well, he was brushing up on his acting skills the last couple seasons on Vikings. So
yeah, that's your Vikings is your fucking jam.
That is my jam.
Yeah. So I thought the finish was good. I just wish the match was like half as long.
Yeah.
The next thing that happened was Rob Gronkowski won the 24/7 championship. Then moving on,
stupid.
Austin Theory and Angel Garza had Austin Theory and Angel Garza had a tag team championship match with the Street Profits. That happened. Then Bianca.
I think I feel like you were skipping over that tag match.
Yeah, Austin Theory and Angel Garza, very skilled guys with a lot of potential. Why are they on WrestleMania? Why are they a tag team? Why are they in a tag team match? Why did I have to watch it? Why should anyone care?
Isn't Austin Theory still on NXT?
He's 22 years old. They only pulled him up because why is his name escaping me? Andrade got
Charlotte Flair's boy. Yeah.
Andrade and Umberto were a tag team. They both got hurt, and then they freaking just replaced both of them. It's stupid. Doesn't matter.
But
Bianca came in. She's called.
I will say I think I love the Street Profits. I enjoy the Street Profits. I think they are the better version of what AEW is trying to do with Private Party.
Yes, agreed. So then the next thing that we had was the SmackDown Women's Championship, which was a no DQ elimination 5-way match with Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, and Bayley. I'll just run through the eliminations here. Everybody eliminated Tamina. Naomi tapped out to the Banks statement. Evans eliminates Banks with the women's right, and then Evans tries to ties Bayley to the tag rope, and then Sasha comes in, interferes, hits the backstabber, and Bayley gets the win, retains her title. This was an okay match. I thought they did the best with what they could. I felt guilty watching it because it really just was reminding me about not social distancing. And so I had a hard time enjoying it. It felt irresponsible for them to hold this match to me.
I didn't get that. I didn't have much. It didn't grab me at all.
I think Bayley doesn't feel her character also. I don't think that she's been given a lot of direction as far as what heel Bayley is. and I don't think she's come up with a lot of ideas. The heel Bayley character is sort of nothing. And her entrance music is good, but there wasn't a lot to this match. I do love the trope in wrestling, though, that whoever's the fattest is the biggest threat when there's more than two people.
Yeah. I don't get the heel Bayley character, like you said, where they're going with it. I like her look. I think this is her best look. I like the attitude. I like the heel Bayley. I just don't know what the end goal is with it and what the plan is with it. But
it's WWE, man. Yeah. There is no goal. there's no finish line. After that, we had the first ever and probably last ever Firefly Funhouse match. I have a guess that you and I have different feelings about this. Yeah. So John Cena comes out to the entranceway. He's about to do the most awkward John Cena entrance with no crowd ever, and then you get the Firefly Funhouse entrance. And Bray Wyatt proper makes a statement about this isn't going to be what you thought it was going to be, John. And he leaves through the door. Next thing you know, Cena is transported to the Firefly Funhouse, and he tries to follow Bray, and weirdness ensues.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to figure out what was going on here, but once I did, I kind of appreciated it. So you're basically stuck in John Cena's nightmares here. He's got a puppet of Vince McMahon telling him to be, ruthless aggression, and you have his debut.
The Vince McMahon puppet at one point goes, "That's some good shit."
Yeah, that popped me. That really popped me. They go through John Cena's kind of career path. He's the debuting ruthless aggression guy, and Bray is being Kurt Angle, but he can't slap him. I have dreams like this too, where I can't do the thing I'm trying to do. You get the Saturday Night Main Event 80s muscle man stuff. That was really entertaining. You've got the Doctor of Thugonomics in a rap battle, and his rap is awful, which I think was intentional.
Yeah.
And then, Bray Wyatt goes back to being Wyatt family Bray. He attempts the Sister Abigail, but Cena gets out of it. Then you have Eric Bischoff version of Bray Wyatt and John Cena in the NWO. It took me a minute to figure that out, but I think what this is John Cena's fear of being turned heel, and being turned heel just like Hulk Hogan. And then you get the actual Fiend. The Fiend puts the mandible claw on Cena, hits the Sister Abigail, mandible claw again. Regular Bray Wyatt comes in and gets the count, and John Cena disappears. So, what were your thoughts on this whole thing?
I don't know what they were trying to go for. I didn't like it. As you know, I'm kind of an idiot, and
I'm aware. Yeah.
And I don't know. I would like, my mind could get changed if I understood the explanation of what it was going for and what they were trying to do. I saw someone online saying that commenting like, "Am I in an acid trip?" or which is kind of how I felt. Like a lot of it I liked, or some of it I liked, like the Saturday Night Main Event stuff. I thought was pretty funny. I thought they did a good job, and each thing that they tried to target and like focus into, I think for each scenario they did a good job of fitting, like the Eric Bischoff impersonation and the Hogan and all that. I just don't get what they were going for.
So like I said, it took me a minute to figure out what was happening here. I thought it was just weirdness for the sake of weirdness. Mm-hmm. Then I fell back on my comic book nerd roots, and I realized that this has happened to Batman before. What's going on here is that John Cena is stuck in his own nightmare. So every one of these segments was a fear of John Cena, the character, right? That his debut went poorly, and that character of ruthless aggression John Cena was a massive failure. The doctor of thugonomics, and then he couldn't rap right. He was rapping poorly in front of a crowd, and that wasn't going well. And that he was being perceived as simply a muscle guy, an 80s muscle man, was a problem for him. And then having to deal with the Wyatt family, and then getting turned heel. Everyone's always wanted John Cena to turn heel, right? Hogan did it. So that whole NWO thing was supposed to represent turning heel just like Hogan did, and that not going well. And then fear of retirement. He literally disappears when he loses the match. He just vanishes, right? Fear of retirement. So once I figured all that out, I wouldn't go as far as to say that I necessarily liked it, but I did understand it. And I think that they went for something, and I appreciate it. Because it wasn't just another empty arena match, and it was a talking point. And I think that they'll be able to build on this, and then we'll look back and it will be more enjoyable than it was initially.
Yeah, maybe with some follow-up and a deeper storyline, you get a little bit more into it. It'll make more sense for people like me. I will agree with they swung for the fences to do something different, to create a WrestleMania moment out of a WrestleMania that by most measures would just fall, through the cracks and never get talked about, other than, hey, remember that one WrestleMania where there was nobody there? They tried something different, and maybe they pulled off what they were trying. I'll just have to see to kind of piece it all together. If the intention is how you explained it, it makes more sense, and I like it. And they did a good job of pulling that off.
Yeah. The last thing that happened on WrestleMania 36 is Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre's 15-year, 18-year, whatever journey is culminated. He won the Royal Rumble. He's got his title shot. They did a pretty decent build-up over the last couple of months for this match. You could see in Brock's face when he makes his entrance that his attitude is poor, that he doesn't want to be there. He does the exact same match that Goldberg and Braun Strowman did.
Yeah.
He hits 4 or 5 F5s. He hits a bunch of Germans. Drew kicks out. Drew hits a bunch of Claymores. Drew's your WWE champion. I'll let you go on this, and then I've got some thoughts.
I kind of get the same feeling. Drew McIntyre is one of those that, like I said at the beginning, that I feel bad for going for that WrestleMania moment, because if you look at his journey of, when he started, he was, the prodigy and was supposed to be the next big thing, and then got pigeonholed and shit on, and then left and took a gamble on himself to build something, and skyrocketed his career in Japan, and then came back, and the videos of him winning the Rumble, of bars in Ireland and all over the world, people losing their shit because he won the Royal Rumble. You would think it was somebody winning the World Series, that he's going to WrestleMania and have a title shot of his choice. People lost their minds all over the world, and then he gets stuck in a situation where there's nobody there, and you get a match. Like, when I was looking at the time limit, the time on the screen, and I'm like, wait, this match is starting, there's 8 minutes left of the show. It sucked. I mean, for what they did, I guess it was fine, but it wasn't a WrestleMania moment to me.
It was like a 50% WrestleMania moment to me, because Drew, you could look at it that he had to get his first championship in an empty arena. You could also look at it that he got his first championship, and he'll be the guy that did it in that one time when it was that empty arena. It'll be memorable because of that. So I can see it both ways. He's also the first British WWE champion ever.
All right.
So if they come to me and they say, we can either make you WWE champion now, or we can wait until SummerSlam and do it when there's a crowd, I'm going to choose now because tomorrow's not promised. And I bet you that's what he did too.
Yeah.
My problem was that the Brock Lesnar cookie cutter match was the route that they chose to go. The exact same formula that Braun Strowman and Goldberg went, which is a laughable match in the first place. Drew McIntyre can wrestle, and so can Brock Lesnar when he chooses to. So why didn't they? It's the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You have John Cena and the Fiend swinging for the fences. You have AJ Styles and Undertaker swinging for the fences. You have the guys in the ladder match giving up their bodies. You have Randy Orton and Edge giving up their bodies. You have 5 women in a elimination match doing their best. Brock's the only person that came across in this that he wanted to get the fuck out of there as quick as possible. And I know that that's the normal internet sentiment towards Brock Lesnar. That's the first time I've said it because I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan. This was the first time that I felt like his attitude coming into it. You could see it on his face. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be doing it. So it was watered down WrestleMania moment for Drew McIntyre, and I hope that they have time on their hands to write the story from this point forward to not give him the Kofi Kingston treatment, so that he can have a good run. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kofi got the great win and the bad run. Hopefully, Drew gets the bad win and the great run.
Yeah, I can hop on board with all that.
All right, guys, that's our review of WrestleMania. Like I said, go back and check out night 1 if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned because we've got a bunch of episodes coming out every Wednesday. We review the good, bad stuff that happened in wrestling. Check us out on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever they got podcasts. Make sure you super kick that subscribe button on YouTube if you want to look at our stupid faces. And we will catch you guys next time.
Peace.